So from here onward, the moving to sort of from a more concrete or a physical idea of home as dwelling maybe, to different meanings, I would say, also associations that are with home, the idea of home and the word home, and home as affect. So this is a section that I think is dear to all our hearts. All of us at Workers is dearest, I would say. So maybe Jaiveer, you should.
I think it almost started off as a heart, right? I mean, if you look at Zarena's 8 Shilby Road, which was her address in Aligarh, and she drew the outline of her house, renting apart her heart, and the outline is right there. And I think you hung this work, and then Absent Orchard by Anju Dodia was hung below it, almost making a pathway through to the rent heart. And I think this in a sense became the heart of the hang, because a lot of things kind of moved, but this didn't, right? I think this from the point...
entire, yes.
I mean, almost like even the Zarenas, we moved them here, then we moved them there, we did. But I think this particular, when we hung these two works, they almost kind of became the anchor, the keystone in a way of the show, and also of the hang, just the physical hang, because we didn't move anything, we moved everything else around, but we kind of kept these central. And on this side, I think is probably your and my favorite at least series of Zarena's work, which is Home is a Foreign Place. And it just, the title itself is so evocative, right? How can home be a foreign place, right? And we have 3 works from this series, which for me, and the reason I was telling you I ended up acquiring these was that it kind of also covered the gamut of what she was trying to do with those 33 or 36 works. 36, correct? Works, which is that it kind of flows into the tangible, the quasi-tangible, and the intangible affects or registers of home. A wall which is very, very tangible. You can see it, you hold it, get older, you lean against it. And then, so it is very tangible, to something like shadows, which are intangible, and they move and you can see them, but you can't really kind of grab hold of a shadow. And then Stillness, which is a work I had never translated into the Urdu till actually you came along, which is very interesting, because Stillness, which is translated as not as...
No, she uses the word sannata.
Exactly. She does use the word sannata, which is more than stillness, right? It is...
Than silence.
More than silence.
Correct. And translates it to stillness.
To stillness, right? So absence of noise, which, I mean, the more I've been thinking about this in the past few days, can also have a negative connotation of the absence of all noise and like almost a scary, eerie silence. But it can also have a very positive connotation of a space where you can cut out the noise, right? So these...
moment of stillness where you sort of truly yourself. We all have those moments, maybe few and far between, but it can also be very deeply philosophical. The stillness, absence of sound, as perhaps as void. But I read this series in most of Zarena's works as a very interesting interplay between text and image, where the text is also at 2 levels. There's Urdu, and then the translation, the chosen word, as in what she chooses to translate to, and then the remarkably spare image that it's a distilled sense of that word itself. It's such a remarkable image, stillness in particular, because shadow you recognize, wall you readily recognize. It's comforting. Stillness is just you're silent before it.
And going from that home, which is her home in a sense, or her absence of home, is the series called Country, which are the countries that she felt she belonged to, or countries of belonging, but not necessarily countries she's lived in. So this particular work, can you give us the Urdu translation?
Bait al-Maqsad.
Bait al-Maqsad, which is Jerusalem, right? So obviously Jerusalem is the home for the 3 major Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. It's not a place that Zarena ever lived in, at least to the best of my knowledge, but it is also a country of a sort. So these kind of affects and registers of home, right?
Community and a collective sense of, where
one belongs.
People you feel a belonging or connection to hold it. Value, sacred or holy, and yes, it's a part of the series of, I think, 9 such countries. And she calls it country, and Jerusalem, as we know, is this much contested, shared space by multiple groups of people. And this ends with this really remarkable series. I think you should speak of it as well.
I think we both kind of gravitated towards this work, particularly the moment I think we had Absent Orchard here. So this is a series of work called By the Mango Tree. So almost kind of this denomination of this orchard into a kernel or a clover and a seed. So this is her talking about the fact that 8 Shilby Road, the house that she grew up in, had mango trees, and she would sit by that mango tree. And so she's taken the seed of the mango and made it into a heart, made it into a clover, and made it into a seed. And again, it talks about these kind of affects of what we remember from homes we've lived in, right? Sometimes it's not the grand drawing rooms or the chandeliers or anything else. It's corners and nooks and
especially as a child, it's a garden you're running in, the trees you're climbing, or where you're left to,
or we were left to, I don't know if there's any more are left at all, but yeah, to our own devices. So, and we're also very lucky just from a collecting perspective to have a full set of the 3. So it's an unbroken set, so that gives me a lot of pleasure personally. And also I just think visually this whole wall kind of comes together very beautifully. I mean the risk of being narcissistic, I think it really does. I think I fall in love with it every time I come in and have a look at it.
No, it's remarkable artists. Zarina absolutely at the height of her powers in the late 90s. I think Anju Dodia complements it very well. This is also part of a larger series of this denuded, lost orchard, just trees being cut and there's this complements the...
And then the entire sparseness of no figuration at all, and Zarina, as you know, did no figuration at all, with that one figure of almost that autobiographical Anju, or maybe Biraj. We don't know. Sometimes she uses Biraj's hands and all, so it's quite interesting. So, but I think that kind of quasi-autobiographical thing, I think also that one figure kind of gets the rest of the abstraction together in a sense.
And the sense of the lost or the destroyed garden, which is very much a cultural thing.
Ujra Chaman, which anybody who speaks Hindustani means more than a destroyed garden. It can mean a destroyed life, a destroyed community, a destroyed sense of belonging.
Correct.
I think the whole concept, I mean, you can go on this about the fact of what gardens imply, and then especially when you come down from Islamic cosmology, and then things like that. But again, I think just visually a very, very stunning wall, and hopefully you guys come and have a look at it.